plus 3y equals 2.
And your second equation?
X minus y.
I think the elimination's like ridiculously
I'm going to
easy.
times by 2, the bottom one, negative 2.
Oh, I would have multiplied by 3.
Why?
I can multiply by negative 2.
Okay, then I'll multiply by 3.
Don't
That's
do
no,
negative
smarter, 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 smarter.
What?
3. Do 3 or negative 2.
You can do 3.
Either one. They're both right. That's if you're using the elimination. Is that what all of you are choosing?
Yep, yep.
So what did you choose to multiply by?
3.
Okay.
So it's 5y equals 6, right?
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
You multiply this here by,
I
So,
said
yeah.
negative 2.
well then I don't know what you have to show.
Okay, so then you'll have, you will not have 5. Because what's 3 plus 2? That's going to be 1y. And it'd be,
No, it's 5y. Because you multiplied by a negative 2, a negative times a negative
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
positive. So it's 5y
So am I wrong?
equals what?
6. 5y.
Negative 8 plus 2.
oh my
Yep.
gosh.
So I'm wrong.
Huh. Okay, what did we get?
I don't like that.
14 fifths, then you plug that in. What'd you get for y? Because you solved it the other way.
Can I just put it as a decimal?
I don't care.
Why not?
You sick guy.
I don't know.
I'm not as bad as I was.
Year.
How'd you get y to be?
Who did not return your calculator?
Wait 1 second.
I have 2 of them that are wrong. So until they come back, there's no calculators in here. What do you got? I just want y. I thought you already solved for y.
Okay. Oh, 5, 6.
Y equals 5, 6?
What the frig? Can I go get a calculator for Mr. Nikai?
Nope. Sit down.
What the frick?
I can't do any work now.
Can't help you. Okay, are we ready? You can't get them out of my desk either. They're off limits. Until they get back.
Wait a second.
Wow.
I got a different X though.
Is that one of hers? No.
We got a different x.
Ugh.
Multiplied by 3. 3. Negative 3. 12. 5x equals 14. Oh, your y should have been negative. If you multiplied by a negative 2, hang on.
Oh, it is negative. Oh.
You understand?
Yep.
So this should be negative. That's probably why you got the different x. I'm not going through elimination and substitution. Are we good?
Is
Yes.
wait.
Okay.
14
Wait,
over 5. Is that 2.25?
All right. Now, what size are these?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. They have to match. Before you do the problem, you make sure the numbers are the same. Because if they're not, you just say no. So when I go here, the x matches to the 5, but I have to make sure the numbers are the same too. Does the 2 match the 2? Yes. So z is equal to 2. 3, does it match 3?
Yep.
Yes, you have to check. So what does y equal?
6.
6. And does the 7 match the 7?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you're good. It's just position to
Why is there so
position,
much space for this?
because the next one's long.
So this goes to this goes to that, this goes to that, this
Yeah.
goes to this goes to this.
All good? Okay, this is called scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication means they put a number in front of the matrix. All you do is you multiply every element by that number. So when you're doing this by the same,
On both sides or
Constant.
just one side?
there is only one side.
So I thought it said equal.
That's how you get it. You
Oh.
take k times a, you get
Okay.
k. K times b is ab. You just multiply. It's like distribution. But you have to do every single element. Okay?
LOL. Are you gonna let us use our phone for?
Can you use a calculator?
All right. Now, let's go to your 3 types of gas. This was a while ago. I don't even know how close I am because I never filled my car with gas. We'll see if this works. All right, so I said at Casey's your 85 was $1.85, super unleaded was 209, and the leaded was 219. Understood. Okay, then at Hy-Vee, these were my three answers. This came from where? It's just a table without the labels. Understand? So when you work with an Excel spreadsheet, you are working with matrices. That's what you're doing, just in a different way. Now, I want to say they're going to give us a 10% increase across the board. So every gas price is going to go up 10%. What do I multiply? 1.1. Because what's the first one stand for?
The same number.
Yep, so this is my original, and the point is how much I went up. So if I went up 20%, this would be 1.2. Sound good? 10% across the board, you just multiply all of the numbers. So what's this one going to be?
2.41.
And what's this one going to be?
2.37.
Scalar multiplication. Good? Okay, your turn. So it's a 3 by 2. Your first one is 0. Beautiful. Good with scalar multiplication?
Okay, I think I like this one right now.
This is easier than we did last time.
Does-
Okay, adding and subtracting, if they are not the same size, you cannot do it. All right? So the first thing you check to make sure they are the same size. If they are, we can add or subtract them. So when we go through here, how big is my first matrix? This is a 3 by 2. So this one has to be a 3 by 2. And my answer is going to be a 3 by 2. And when you add them, it's position to position. So row 1, column 1 plus row 1, column 1. So I take the A plus the G. Row 1, column 1. Understand? B plus who? H. Same position. C plus I, and so on. Any questions? Nothing changes for subtraction, except you're subtracting. So you take 7 minus 1 to get your 6. 8 minus 6 to get your 2. Make sense? Okay, try it. How big is your matrix going to be? 2 by 3. What's your first element? Row 1, column 1. 7 plus, oops, sorry, 1 is 8. Next one. 8 plus 7. Next one. Bottom row. And 14. All good? All right. Now, these are called parallel matrices. These next ones are. They're called parallel matrices because everybody in the first row is going to deal with Rochelle. Every number in the second row will deal with Bryce. Understood? So if I'm in my grade book, my parallel matrices will be all your tests. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. Correct? But no matter where I look, if I always go to the third row, that will always be all of Megan's tests.
Sounds like that Casey's one.
Yes. It looks like. Except Casey's, what should it look like? Casey's one across. So now when I go here, if I want to find their average test scores, I have to use their, how would I find their average test scores? I would do what? Add them up and divide by 2. So I have to take test 1, which is this matrix here, and add it to which other matrix? The second matrix. So those are parallel matrices. First one plus second one. Good so far? Okay, so what's this number here? This one? 179, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, so who does 162 belong to? Rochelle. Okay, now I have to take this parallel matrix that I combine and do what? Divide by 2? I didn't put divide by 2, I said multiply by a
Number of tests.
half, which is fine. Yeah, the number of tests, which was 2 this time. So when I take 162 divided by 2, I got 81. That's Rochelle's average. Make sense? Even though it doesn't say it. So what's Bryce's average? 71. What's Megan's average? 80 what?
89.5.
Looking good? Understand? So we add it and we multiply on the same thing. Parallel arrays or parallel matrices. Okay, I want you to do this one. They follow order of operations. So what you have to do first, multiply. So you do scalar multiplication first, and then you do the addition or subtraction. Go. Okay, what was your first step? What did you get? 12 and 15 plus 8 and 12. Then, okay, excuse me, did you multiply by -6 or did you say minus and then multiply by a +6? Because you're both right. Multiply by -6, everybody like that? Don't care. So if we multiply by a -6, this becomes plus. What's -6 times 9? -54, -6 times 5. Now what do? Add across. What do we get? And 2.
What did I do?
Why?
I still got 2. I don't know.
Wait,
You're getting
12 is 27.
Oh.
Right?
Negative
that's
3.
why I did wrong. That's how I had. I put 12 and I see.
Thank you, Craig. And where are we right now? Okay, next one. What do you got, Tyler?
No solution.
Very good. Why?
These are not the same.
They are not identical. Even though they have the same number of elements, they do not have the same positions. No solution, no work required. Everybody good? Now, matrix multiplication. When you do this, you take rows by columns. So you must have the same number of columns in the first row as rows in the second row.
So you
Columns and the rows do not match.
Oh my
Cannot
God.
multiply them. It's not as hard as it sounds. It's not as bad as it looks either. Multiply the row in first matrix by column in second matrix. And you add the products of the elements.
So they have to be different.
That doesn't make sense yet, but that's what you do. Some, that sounds better. Some of the products of the elements. What?
So they have to be different.
No, 2 by 2s will work. 3 by 3s will work. If they're squares, they still work. All right. Resulting matrix has the number of rows of the first and columns of the second. Sounds harder than it is. Are you ready?
Sounds hard. You just said it was.
Okay, no, if you pay attention, it is not bad. So the first thing you do is you write the sizes down. So this is a 2 by 3 and a 3 by 2. Good? If the inside numbers match, you can multiply. If they do not match, you're done. All right? Your answer is going to be the outside. It's going to be a 2 by 2. Okay? So the insides match your answers, the leftovers. Very good. Okay. When you do this, so I'm going to have a 2 by 2 matrix. This is how I started off. So I know where I'm at. That's what I do. Okay. What is this one called? Well, we start with the rows, right? Row 1, column 1. If you know the position, you know what to multiply. So I'm going to multiply row 1 by column 1. Good so far? So I'm going to take this row by this column. Okay? Everybody has to get multiplied. So this is the first place, and this is the first place. Agreed? So you have to take first times first. That's where this came from. Plus, who do you think I multiply next? No. First times first
Oh,
plus second times second. So this one times this one. First times first plus second times second plus third times third this time. Third times third. And you add those up. And that's your first answer. Are you there? So what am I going to multiply by to get this one? Row what? Column what? Row 1, column 2. Same thing, except now I'm going to multiply this row by this column. Still, first times first plus second times second plus third times third. Where do you think fits that up?
oh, you have to do it twice.
You have to do it 4 times.
Well, I mean, like,
They adding doesn't make them a multiplication. They take this number and they multiply it all 3 times. And they forget these. They try to do distribution. Am I doing distribution? That's usually what happens. Is you take this one and you try to do scalar multiplication with it and multiply everybody. And that's wrong. That's 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, as far as you go. So what place is this? Row what, column what? So this is row 2, column 1. So now you move down, row 2, back to column 1, first times first, second times second, plus third times third. Forget it? Okay, so how do I fill in the last one? Row 2, column 2. If you write down where you're at, you won't mess up. But half the time, if you forget where you're at, is where we have trouble. You ready to try one? Try what? Let me get here. First of all, can I do this one? 3 by 4 times a 4 by 6. Yes. How do I know? How do you know you can do it? Yeah, the 4s match, so they're gone. My answer is going to be up 3 by 6. I'm going to have 18 different answers.
oh my god.
Can you do this?
Yes, it's going to be CD 4 by 5.
4 by 5, which means I'm going to have how many different
20.
answers? 20 different answers. Are we understanding? Okay. This one? Is this the one you're not liking? Let's try it though. 2 by 3 and a 3 by 1. Can I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3's match, which means I have a 2 by 1. This is nice because there's only 2 spots. 2 rows, 1 column. So I got to take my first row times my first column. Who do I multiply? 4 times -2, which is -8. Now who? -2 times 5, which is -10. Then who? -7 times 3. Add it up and that's my answer. Good? Okay, who do I multiply here? 6 times -2, -12. Now who? 3 times 5, 15. Then, oops, 5 times 3, which is another 15. 30 minus 12, 18. Are we getting it? All right, I think it's your turn.
Wait,
Can you do it? Yes, how big is it going to be? 2 by 3.
Is that bottom one not possible?
Yeah. Yes, you're correct.
Because it's a 1 by 3 and that one is
1
One
by
by
3 and a 1 by 2. Do they match? No, no solution.
I was sure.
So 13 was the first one. Row 1, column 1. So what is,
Oh, I meant 13. I meant 13.
you meant 13? So what do I put here? Row what?
12. Oh,
Row 1, column 2. So now it's row 1 times column 2. Who's times who? 2 times 3, which is put that, plus.
6.
Next one, who are we multiplying?
Times negative.
Row 1, column 2. 2 times negative 1.
So, row 1 again, column 3. So 2 times, which is
2 plus.
Are we getting it? It's not too bad, is it? So what are we multiplying here? Row 2, column 1. So I start over. So it's 4, 1, 5, 1. Believe it or not, this is the one that gets messed up. Is when I move down to that second row. Who am I multiplying? 4 times who?
That's a 1 by 3, it doesn't.
4 times 5.
4 times 5. So it's 20 plus 1 times 1, 21.
So,
Who's the next one?
Row 2, column 2.
Row 2, column 2. So 4 times 3
1 times 2.
plus 1 times 2. How are we doing? Next one. Negative 4 plus 1 times 4.
oh,
Row 2, column 3.
I don't
You
want
don't
to
do
do
this
this.
without a calculator.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. That's a lot of math in my head. No, it's okay. It's just,
No, it is 1 by 2. That's the outside. That's your inside. That's the.
What size is this?
1 by 2.
Because this is a 1 by, what should I have? 1 by 3 and a 3 by 2, which means you're going to end up with a
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
I don't know, I just got really confused. She's like, no. And I was like,
It's the outside.
So what's this?
oh, I don't need these extra ones.
Row,
1,
column 1, row 1, column 2. See what you got.
I'm not. I don't remember it.
Can I use my class calculator?
That means your phone is calculating.
Oh, she said you're good. So therefore I cannot do anything.
Are they big numbers?
Yes. What'd you get?
5, 68, 5,
110. Yeah, probably. 568. The next one.
19.
Oh, Miss Carter, I don't wish you were.
Where should you shop?
I'm 19.
Which is?
Off campus.
What'd you say?
Off campus.
Off-campus
bookstore.
bookstore.
Oh my
Not true all
gosh.
the time anymore. Did you guys know that? That's changed. Now the on-campus one almost always match. They try to match the Amazon prices anymore. Still more expensive though. Okay, 4 turns. 2 gallons of milk, 3 pounds of hamburger, 1 package of buns. We had to write that in
Oh.
a row so that I could multiply. If I wrote it by a column, it wouldn't work. Are we there? Okay. All right, what'd you do first? Motor room.
2 times 2.793 times 3.65 1 times 1.7. Add them all together.
18.23 is first.
So you take 2 times 2.79, which is what?
I don't know.
First times first.
We're gonna do
What do we got?
8.
18.23.
What?
5 point.
Got all of them?
5 point.
5 point what? 5.58? Plus 3 times what? 3.65, which is what?
He's like.
What do you got?
10.5.
10 point what? 9.5
9.5.
plus 1 times.
7,
Okay, what's my answer?
18.
18 point. Next one, what did we multiply? 2 times 2.55, and we got 5.10, right? Plus 3 times 380. 1 times $1.65, and what's our answer? So where should you shop?
Doesn't really matter. Store B.
They're awfully close. Store B. I think that's it.
So, you know, so mine's side to side. You just wrote
Yeah, I wrote it wrong. It should be this way.
That was all you.
That was on me. How come you didn't yell?
Because I just.
How long did you guys are there?